Uh, yes, can you hear me? Good morning, everyone. Can you hear my
Good morning.
voice?
Yes, sir, you're audible. Sir, I am audible to you.
Yes, yes, you are.
Shall I start, sir?
Yeah, we should start.
A very good morning, everyone. Here I am Ankita Singh, welcoming you all in Ethics, Integrity, and Aptitude Orientation class by the regards of Sambhavam IAS. I would like to say special thanks to Abhimanyu Sir. Sir, having teaching experience of more than 10 years, working as a freelancer faculty with different institutions like ICRA IS, Kunia IS Kerala, GS World IS, Catalyst IS. Sir also done master in English as well. Now, without any further delay, I want to share one positive thought with you all. That is, if you fail, never give up because fail means first attempt in learning. Now, thank you, sir, and over to you, sir.
Right. So, good morning, everyone. One thing I would like to tell you in the very beginning that since Sambhavam IAS has provided us a great opportunity to be together to do something special for the nation, right? The first question is basically asked in civil service interviews. It's the most frequent asked questions. What is it is asked that why do you want to become an IAS? So people say that I want to become an IAS for the nation. This is not a good answer, right? No sooner do you say that I want to become an IAS for the nation. People say that interviewers think that you are basically uh, mm, uh, telling a lie, right? So there must be a balance. There must be a balance. So what makes balance in our life? The sense of ethics. The sense of ethics. So we should be thankful to Sambhavam IAS that they have provided us a great opportunity, a great platform to be together. One thing, and that's why I'm saying you that whenever you feel that if you feel that I'm speaking very fast or very slow, it is your responsibility to to just make me know that you are speaking. That if you have any kind of problem, you just tell me. Fine. Now, mm, okay. So if you have any kind of problem, you just please let me know, right? The moment you start feeling any kind of problem, you must let me know. This is the first introduction class. This is the maiden class. This is, I would say, the orientation class of ethics, integrity, and aptitude. So it is this class should be quite interactive. Whenever you like to ask questions, because I like interaction with the students, especially in the this paper, the ethics, integrity, and aptitude, we are supposed to be interactive. If we are not interactive, then we are just wasting our time. So if you have any kind of problem, you must ask me. And while asking question, you should also, I would request you to uh, open your camera so that I can see your face as well. Fine, everyone. So let's start. In the beginning, yeah. So as I told you that this is the introduction class. And first of all, we have to understand some basic things, right? Some basic things. Then I'll tell you the strategy. What should be the strategy of our class? And what things I will provide you? What will be the modus operandi of my teaching process here? See, there are actually two types of subjects. I'm starting with, there are basically two types of subject. Uh, the first is, that is traditional subjects. And the second is non-traditional, right? Since school, in college, everywhere, we learn only two types of subjects, right? They are either traditional or non-traditional. So what are the traditional subjects? What are the traditional subjects? Traditional subjects are actually based on data, facts, information. They are based on data, facts, and information. But the non-traditional subjects are not based on data, right? Information and facts. They are actually about the dynamics of the multidimensional approach of uh, particular topic, whether it is history or economics or polity or geography, or I would say that in ethics we have at the paper of ethics. Ethics is a non-traditional subject. So what are the traditional subjects? Those are based on data, facts, and information. So what are these subjects? Traditional one. All the subjects that you have learned in your school and in college, right? So my next question is, have you ever learned ethics, integrity, and aptitude, either in school or college? No, it's not available anywhere. Some lessons we are getting in our families. Some lessons we are getting in our families. Fine, about morality, about different values. But if you ask anyone, that of which subject you have done your master's or graduation, what he would say, he or she would say the name of subjects they would tell you, they are actually traditional subjects. So all the subjects you are preparing in your civil service examination, whether it is geography or history or polity or economics, they are actually traditional subjects, right? So I'm starting with the history. So history is actually 90% at school level. History is 100% traditional. Means there is no change in data information. Students at school level, at academic level, they are learning the same thing which has been written in the books. But when it comes to talking about civil service examination, history is 90% static. Again, I'm repeating. History is 90% static, 10% dynamic. How? Suppose some issues are occurring in international relations, and those issues are related somewhere in the past, right? Suppose there was a any kind of pact or treaty that was done 50 years back. And nowadays, some problems are occurring related to the same treaty or pact or agreement. So we have to, this becomes dynamic. So history for the civil service examination is 90% static and 10% dynamic. Now we are coming to Indian polity. Yeah, you're saying that professional ethics. I'm just coming to that. First, let me complete about the information of traditional subject. Now we are coming to polity. So in polity is 50% static and 50% dynamic, right? IR also, internal security also, they are 50% dynamic and 50% static. Now we are coming to economics, Indian economy. The economy you are learning for civil service examination, they are actually both static and dynamic. Current affairs are almost 90% dynamic and 10% static. How? Because all the issues that you are learning in current affairs, they are somewhere related to some happenings in the past. Because without past, we can't have present. So somewhere we are here today because we were born at a particular time somewhere. So current affairs is also related to somewhere in the past. So all the subjects you are learning, most subjects of science, they are static, somewhere, somehow dynamic. Technology. Technology is 90%, or I would say that 50-50% dynamic and static. Clear? Now, some of you must be thinking that why I am telling this. Why I'm telling this? In traditional subjects, we have certain answers. We have certain answers and certain questions. In all the traditional subjects that we have learned in school, in college, in our academics, they have certain questions and certain answers. Means if somebody is asking you who is the Prime Minister of India, then everybody from everywhere, they will have the same answer. They have to say Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister of India. If somebody is asking you which is the capital of India, so even if you do not like New Delhi, even if you do not like New Delhi, your answer must be New Delhi. You cannot say that since I am liking Chandigarh more than New Delhi, that's why, from my point of view, Chandigarh is the capital of India. Can we say? No, we can never say. In the same manner, all other traditional subjects that we have learned in school or in college, they have certain questions and those questions have certain answers. Means you cannot have your own way while answering the question, right? Because we cannot compromise with the data. We cannot we cannot manage data, information, facts according to our own thinking. Can we? We cannot. So again, I'm repeating since, as I told you in the beginning, that this class should be quite interactive. I like interactive sessions. And I'm promising you, I will answer all your questions as long as you ask, right? And after this class, you must think the magic of and the relevance of the real, I would say that the real magic of fourth paper of GS, General Studies, Ethics, Integrity, and Aptitude, and how it creates a great impact in your success. So I'm just discussing about, somebody asking? Yes, anyone? Ankita Singh, Chandil Singh saying she has some work. Yeah, if you have any urgent work, I think nothing should be more urgent than this session, right? Because this session is a very introductory session and it will be beneficial for you. So, but if something is urgent, you can leave. Okay. So in traditional subject, we have certain answers. We have certain answers and either we know or we don't know. If we give the right answer, we'll have 100% marks. If we don't give right answer, we'll have no marks, right? Now we are coming to the non-traditional subject. So what are the non-traditional subjects? Those are completely dynamic. And that is why they are multidimensional. So the paper Ethics, Integrity and Aptitude is completely based on multidimensional thinking. Again, I'm repeating, Ethics, Integrity and Aptitude is completely based on multidimensional thinking, right? For example, if there's a situation that you are officer in charge, you are officer in charge, you are the officer in charge, you are an officer in charge somewhere, and you have to execute a public welfare scheme, right? You have to execute a public welfare scheme, and the criteria, the purpose of this scheme, because every scheme has some purpose and some criteria. The purpose of this scheme is to help the poor, right? Since every scheme has a purpose. So you are officer in charge and you have to execute a public welfare scheme. And the purpose of that scheme is to help the poor, but it has some criteria. Age above 50. The person must be below poverty line and he must be rural. Just have a look. I again repeat, I started with discussing there are two types of subjects, traditional and non-traditional. Traditional subjects are the subjects which are based on data, facts, and information that we have learned in schools and colleges in our academics. The questions of all the traditional subjects have certain answers. Either you know or you don't know. It's not about our thinking, our perception, our analysis. Right? Saurav, Sneha, she's asked some questions. Sir, please elaborate this. Which one? This one? I'm just elaborating. And then I said that non-traditional subjects are not based on data, facts, and information. Right? Ethics is the kind of subject in your paper, in your exam, civil service exam, only two papers are completely multidimensional. One is the fourth paper of general studies, that is ethics, integrity, and aptitude. And the second is the first paper of mains exam, that is essay. And as you know, since 2017, all the topics in essay paper are completely based on ethical philosophies. So if you have expertise in ethics, you can have better command over essay writing as well. Clear? So I come to this point that ethics is a non-traditional subject which is based on which has multi-dimensional approach, because it is not based on data, facts, and information. Right? It's about your thought process. It's about your analytical skills. It's about your creative skills. For example, this is a situation in case studies. What is the situation? That you are officer in charge. You are an officer in charge somewhere. You have to execute a public welfare scheme. You have to execute a public welfare scheme. The purpose of that scheme is to help the poor and the deprived. Right? But the criteria, because every scheme has both the purpose and the criteria. Because whenever a particular public scheme is made, that has some purpose and criteria as well. So the purpose is to help the poor, but the criteria, there are three criteria. First, age must be above 50 years. The person must be below poverty line and he must be from rural background, right? Now, it becomes a case study question. You are an officer in charge and a person comes to you. A person comes to you, and when he comes to you, after seeing him, after talking to him, you find that he deserves to be benefited under this policy. Clear? Because the purpose of this policy is to help the poor and deprived. So when you saw that particular person, you felt he deserves to be helped. He deserves to be helped under this policy. So he is the right person for this policy, right? But when you started knowing about the criteria, whether he is above 50 years, then he is. When you explored, you come to know that he is also below poverty line, below poverty line. But he is not from a village. He is not from a rural area. So this criteria, among three criteria, he has under, he is completing both two criteria, but he is not from a rural background. Then what you should do? The question is what you should do. So many questions of its kind are actually asked. So what should be the answer is a different matter. But what I was earlier speaking, I was telling you, if you take this situation to your grandparents, if you take this situation to your grandparents that uh, this is situation and I am an officer in charge. So what should I do? Then our grandparents, Baba Dadi, Nana Nani, they always tell us, come what may, always help the poor. Because what is the purpose of government? What is the purpose of legislative? What is the purpose of bureaucrats? You have become bureaucrat, you have become a bureaucrat, a public officer to help the poor, to help the deprived. So our grandparents would say, help such kind of person, even if they are not fulfilling the criteria. Sania Siddiqui has said that the scheme should not be provided, but the scheme which is available for the poor in the urban areas should be provided. Yeah, this is the answer of this question. One of the answers, not complete answer. This is one of the answers of this question. We are coming to the answer later. I'll tell you the way how to answer such kind of questions proficiently. We are not coming to the answer, but I'm thanking you that you are basically taking a part in this interactive session. So I like this approach. So thank you very much for this approach that you are interactive, and I hope that you will maintain this interaction process. Now, so what I was saying, in this situation, our grandparents or the elderly persons of society, they have certain answers that help the poor and deprived. Now, take the same question to a person who is an auto driver, who is an auto driver. So this is the case study question asked in civil service examination. So when you ask this question to the auto driver, would he say that I'm not able to answer this question? He would say, yes, I can answer. I have some suggestions for you. He will also have suggestions for us in this situation. Now take this question to a person who is a chef in a hotel, or in a simple dhaba or restaurant. That particular cook would also have some answer, some solution for you in this situation. Now take the same situation. Take the same situation to a priest in a temple or in a mosque or in a church, anywhere. He will also have answer for you. Right? None of them would say you that, no, this is not my cup of tea and I'm not able to answer this question. Everybody has answer. Now, take this question to your persons of your surroundings, of people of different walk. Either they are businessmen or an actor, or I'm telling you that a shopkeeper or a priest or a woman or anybody. Everybody would have answer in this. Everybody would have a certain answer in this situation. Yes, this is the point. Yes, Sai Vishnu Vardhan Reddy. He has said that everyone does have answers, but perceptions of individuals will be different. Exactly. Exactly. This is the point I wanted you to bring upon. So everybody has answer, to the questions asked in civil service examination? Everybody has answer. People of every walk of life. But the approach is different. Perceptions are different. Analysis are different. Their ideas are different, but nobody would say that I don't have a solution in this situation. Everybody would say, yes, I have solution. I can suggest you something. And this is where I want to say ethics is known to everyone and at the same time not known to anyone. So this is a double-edged situation. Everybody has some idea about ethics, but when it comes to writing an answer that can bring maximum marks in the examination, this is the moot point. This is the main point. What answers will bring maximum marks for us? What kind of ideas, what kind of logic, what kind of perceptions, what kind of, I would say that uh, uh, thinking will bring maximum marks for us? This is the main point. And for that, we are holding this class for ethics, integrity, and aptitude. Somebody saying, Shashi Shekhar Gupta, he said that the perceptions of the rich urban in comparison to the poor and rural people will make a difference because of their interaction with society and culture. Exactly. So, ethics, integrity, and aptitude. One very good question. Nikita Raj has asked me that, sir, how will I understand that my perception is not wrong? For the same, I am here. For the same, I am here to establish an understanding, establish such kind of understanding that will make you realize what is the best solution for such kind of situations. Right? Fine. So I was discussing, so I'm not giving you answer of this question right now. I'm just taking you step by step forward. I'm just telling you types of subjects. There are two types of subjects. One is traditional. The second is non-traditional. Traditional subjects are based on data, information, and facts. Questions of those subjects have certain answers. Either you know or you don't know. There can't be a middle answer. There can't be a middle way. But the non-traditional subjects, those are not based on data, facts, and information. They are multidimensional in approach. They are not based on data, facts, and information. And that's why one question could have multiple answers. All answers are somewhere right, somewhere wrong, but we are here to discuss which answer will make us score maximum. Yes, if we ask Savan Sharma, he's saying that grandparents would say, help the poor. Of course, they would say. But this answer will also be right, will also be suitable from the civil service examination point of view. This is the point. And for that, we have to learn these subjects. So in ethics paper, so ethics, integrity and aptitude, in this paper, we have all subjects. We have all subjects. For example, issues of polity and governance. When we are discussing the same issues in ethics or from ethical point of view, the answer the answer writing will have a different approach. For example, if I'm asking you that what is the difference between I'll ask this question later on because we'll have to discuss a lot. So we'll have different kind of answers for the same question in ethics, right? One question we can discuss about in history. The question is, what is the failure of Portuguese in India? If I'm asking you, what is the reason of the failure of Portuguese in India? What would you answer? If you start answering from history point of view, Rajesh ने पूछा, Rajesh has just asked me, sir, what kind of approaches can be used? That we will discuss later on. Since this is the first class, so first of all, I have to establish a proper understanding about this paper. And until and unless you have a better understanding of this paper, it is no use of learning ethics. So first of all, I'm trying to establish the understanding. So that's why in the beginning I said this class is very important. Okay. So my question was from history, as I said you, that in ethics paper, we have all the subjects. We have all the subjects, right? So if I'm asking you, what is the reason of the failure of Portuguese in India? So all of you are answering me. Different kind of answers are being given here. I can see they are based on data, facts, and information. Somebody saying unity of people, some saying dominating uh, war policy was, and some people saying, so different kind of answers you are giving. Lack of concentration, you're saying. Lack of strategy, somebody has said. Somebody has a religious policy. Uh, Failed to secure a firm foothold in the reason. Jaspreet has said. Rahul Kapoor is saying lack of resources due to government interference and political constraints which lead to company. Yes. Somebody saying commercial purposes. And yes, Singh Rathore is saying fail to build a strong army. All the answers that you are giving me, no sooner have I asked you the question about Portuguese, the failure of Portuguese in India, then you started answering this question. So it shows that you have studied history paper well. But when the same question, if you like to provide, if you want to score maximum marks, more marks than other students, then do you know what one point we can use in a unique manner? The failure of Portuguese. If I comprise, if I accumulate all your answers, then in the base of that answer is lack of ethics. How? The Portuguese lacked integrity in their behavior, in their policies. So this point is the basis of all other points that you are answering me. So I was saying that in ethics paper, we have all the subjects. We have history, we have polity, we have geography, we have economy, we have all the subjects. We have all the subjects in ethics. And in all the subjects, we also have ethics. Again, I'm repeating. In ethics, we can have questions of all other subjects. And in all the other subjects, while answering the question, you can give an ethical dimension while answering that particular question. Okay. One question from polity I'm asking you. What is the article enshrined in Constitution for right to education? Anyone? Which article? 21A. Yes. It shows that you are good students, that you have learned well. So flurry of answers. It's raining. Your answers is raining before me. Right? Everyone, 21A. Everybody knows. So this is the angle of polity. It shows that you have command on polity. Clear? Okay. Now, my question is, what is the difference between Article 21A and Article 45? Yes, anyone? Article 21A and Article 45. Yes. Somebody has said Article 45 is directive principle, right? Again, it shows that you have studied polity, Indian polity, in a very commendable manner. So I clap for you people. You have done well. But the same question, even if it is asked in either polity or in ethics, what is the difference? The difference is, now listen to me. If states are following or accomplishing accomplishing Article 21A, it is an example of honesty. But apart from applying Article 21A or accomplishing Article 21A, if states are also following Article 45 in the same spirit, it will be the example of integrity. It will be the example of integrity. So the same question can have a different dimension, a different aspect while answering. So ethics, and how it is an example of ethics, honesty and integrity, that I will tell you. Maybe tomorrow we'll learn the difference between honesty and integrity. Right? Since today I'm just introducing this paper with you so that you can understand no book in the market, and nothing in the market can help you in this paper until and unless you have an aboriginal way of learning. So I'm repeating again that the ethics, integrity, and aptitude is a multidimensional subject, is a non-traditional subject. Comments are disturbing. If it is necessary, then comment. Otherwise, and I also like someone if to ask me questions on mic. If you have problem, then if you don't have any problem, then don't ask, right? Because it will consume our time. We have to utilize our time. Clear? So I am telling you that ethics, integrity, and aptitude is a non-traditional subject which has a multi-dimensional approach. Ethics is in all the subjects, and all the subjects that you are preparing for civil service examination are in ethics. So once you have command over ethics, you will certainly have different approach of answer writing in other GS 1 to 3. Your answer writing will be revolutionary. Your answer writing will be, I would say, exceptionally good, right? Jasprit saying that you are making this subject very interactive. Yes, we have to make this interactive. And if you understand what I am saying, if you ask me questions whenever you have problem, I'm telling you, later on, I will use that particular sentence that will also make you astonishing, that will also make you astonished, surprised, right? Many things have been kept hidden from the view of students. As I said you, not even a single book available in the market that can help you in this paper. It is only some teachers, those have expertise, those have not learnt ethics from books. They can only teach you well. So if you ask me, sir, where have you prepared these things? I have prepared ethics. I have prepared ethics from our scriptures. In the scriptures of India, whether it is the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, the Vedas, and Guru Granth Sahib, different kind of philosophies of Buddha, different kind of philosophies of Prophet Muhammad also. If we are able to pick ethics from there, only then we can have expertise on this paper. And that's what I'm saying you, that just understand each and everything. So I'm summarizing things which I have just taught you so far, then I'll go forward. In the beginning, I said you that there are two types of subjects. One is traditional, second is non-traditional. Traditional subjects are based on data, facts, and information. And the questions of traditional subjects have certain answers. Either you know or you don't know. There can't be third answer. But the subjects that are not based on data, facts, and information, data, facts, and information are the non-traditional subject. Right? And in your examination, I said earlier, there are two papers which are completely multidimensional. They are non-traditional one. First is ethics, integrity, and aptitude. And the second is the first paper of mains, that is essay. The essay paper is nowadays, since 2017, it is completely a subset of ethics. So if you have command over ethics paper, you will certainly have command over, essay paper as well. Now, one line, I am with full authority, and I'm taking all the responsibility of this line while saying this. The way I'm just going to teach you ethics, if you support me, you can score, you can think of scoring 200 and 200 plus in this paper. Impossible itself says I am possible. I'm not saying scoring beyond 250, but if civil service examiner, UPSC has given us 250 marks for this paper, it means UPSC itself understands that somebody, if wants, can achieve 250 marks. It seems impossible, but it is very much possible to score 200 and 200 plus. Clear? How? From the very first day, since today it is the introduction class, orientation class, so it may not be possible today, but from tomorrow itself, I am going to give you answer writing practice every day. I'll show you model answers written by me, not copied from anywhere. And since we are connecting here on this platform, on this divine platform of Gayatri Parivar and Sood Foundation, that is Sambhavam IAS, we'll certainly make magic. We will certainly create magic. So you have to support me. You have to. So from tomorrow itself, we'll start answer writing, and I'll make you expert in answer writing. I will make you expert in answer writing with complete authority. I'll tell all the answers. Somebody has said, Savan Sharma, so he said, please also tell how to write. From tomorrow itself, I'll give you answers, even if it is possible, because this session is for 2 hours. From tomorrow, it will be of 3 hours. In between, I'll give you 15 minutes break. So all of you like 3 hours class or not? Just first answer me. From tomorrow, I am planning to have classes for 3 hours. Clear? So just let me know whether or not you like classes for 3 hours with 15 minutes break in between. Yes, everybody's saying yes. So from tomorrow, we'll have this class for 3 hours. Clear? And 15 minutes break will also be given extra. Clear? Now, so I hope you have understood everything that I have told you so far. Now I'm going forward. Now we are talking about syllabus. Let me talk about syllabus. The first, okay, one more question I'm asking you. Since I have discussed, there are two types of subject, traditional and non-traditional. Which subjects should have syllabus? Which subjects should have syllabus? The traditional subjects or non-traditional? Yes, all of you have just answered me. Traditional subjects means what? All the subjects except ethics you are learning while preparing for civil service examination, be it polity, PSIR, internal security, I would say that geography, history, economics, sociology, and other optionals, they have syllabus because they are based on data, fact, and information. Data, fact, and information. Ethics can't have the fourth paper of GS, that is ethics, integrity, and aptitude. It can't have its syllabus. So the syllabus that has been provided by the UPSC in the name of syllabus, it's not the syllabus. Only in this paper, it applies only in this paper. So this is not a syllabus. These are just guidelines. So we should be thankful. We should be thankful to the UPSC that has provided us some guidelines in the name of syllabus. Otherwise, we cannot prepare ethics paper because ethics is just like ocean. All other subjects are different rivers and different ponds. But ethics is the ocean. In the ocean, all rivers merged in the ocean. So ethics is nothing but ocean. So it is not possible to provide syllabus. So these are the guidelines. These are the guidelines provided by the UPSC. So we should be thankful to the UPSC that they have provided us some guidelines. Getting? Otherwise, the learning of ethics is endless. Learning of ethics is endless. So ethics, the UPSC has provided us some guidelines. On that particular line, we have to maintain our preparation. So the first topic is ethics and human interface. The first is ethics and human interface. The first is ethics and human interface. This is the main point. This is the main topic, ethics and human interface, then essence, determinants and consequences of ethics in human public relationships, uh, then in human actions, dimensions. Again, I'm repeating ethics and human interface, essence, determinants and consequences of ethics in human actions, dimensions of ethics, ethics in private and public relationship, human values, lessons from the lives and teachings of. So there are many things. Many things can be added to this particular topic, particular chapter. But the main chapter is ethics and human interface. The main is ethics and human interface. Ethics and human interface. Right? Now, the second one. Attitude. And the third one is aptitude and foundational values for civil service. Right? We'll discuss these chapters in detail. But what is attitude and aptitude? Simply, I'm telling you. It is said that attitude is what makes you sustain everywhere. And aptitude is what? Aptitude is what make you, aptitude is what makes you efficient enough to open the door of success. But to maintain that success, we need attitude, right? So if somebody is climbing Mount Everest, if somebody wants to climb Mount Everest, he want to conquer Mount Everest, then up to 7,000 feet, what helps you? Up to 7,000 feet or 7,500 feet, what helps you? Your aptitude. So aptitude is what? Skills, knowledge, whatever you have learned in schools and colleges. But scaling that height, ultimately conquering the Mount Everest, it is your attitude that help you. It is your attitude that helps you. Right. Everything, courage, patience, they come into your attitude. And ability is a part of aptitude. So we'll discuss in detail since I'm just introducing the syllabus and the guidelines provided by the UPSC this time. So in a we'll discuss these chapters in full length. Now, one thing I like to tell you, foundational values for civil service, right? Here are some foundational values: integrity, impartiality, non-partisanship, objectivity, dedication to public service, empathy, tolerance, and compassion towards the weaker sections. Do you know, as I said you in the beginning, earlier I said you that these are the guidelines provided by the UPSC so that the students can have a particular idea on on what direction they have to take their preparation. These are not to be cramming. If somebody is answering, if you just after this session, just Google it. What are the foundational values in civil service? All the institutions, almost all the teachers, in all the answer writings, they write only these things and they define it. Do you know what are they? Integrity, impartiality, non-partisanship, objectivity, dedication to public service, empathy, tolerance, and compassion towards the weaker section. What are they? They are the recommendations. I repeat, these are the recommendations by second ARC. Second Administrative Reforms Commission has recommended some particular values in the name of foundational values. They are not data. That's why in the beginning, I first of all told you the difference between traditional subject and non-traditional subject. Traditional subjects are based on data. So everybody from anywhere will have the same answer if they want to score marks. I asked you that 5 plus 5 is what? Everybody has to say 10. 1 plus 1, everybody has to say 2. Nobody can say 11. Right? In mathematics, we'll get score only when we say 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. But in ethics paper, this paper is not based on data, facts, information. So if a student or a teacher or a faculty, when the question is asked about foundational values in civil service, if the question is asked about the foundational values in civil service, and you write these things, that integrity, impartiality, non-partisanship, objectivity, dedication to public service, empathy, tolerance, and compassion towards the weaker section, they are the foundational values. And do you know how many marks you'll score? The question is of 10 marks, we'll hardly score 2 marks. And then students are saying that I have tried my level best. I have written accurate answers, but I could not score more marks. And that is what I said, that we have to prepare this paper in a very aboriginal way, in a very natural way, the way that this subject actually exists for. Clear? So later on, when I'll teach this topic, I'll tell you what kind of foundational values we have to show, we have to tell to the UPSC for the answer of this question, while it is also mentioning that these are the recommendations of second ARC. Yes, Anjali has said that, yes, sir, same thing are showing on. Yes, everybody just copying, cramming. One has copied from the first one. The first has copied from the previous one. So everybody is a rat race. We cannot copy ethics. Unfortunately, the Western philosophers, whether they were Plato or Socrates or Aristotle or anyone, they have learnt ethics from our scriptures, the great scriptures of India. And unfortunately, our teachers, the mentors and faculties, they are copying those things from the books of Western philosophers, and they are just cramming, they are just making students mug it all, right? And that's why students are very confused. So I hope you can understand what I'm telling you so far. See, every student is important for me. Even if in the class we have thousands of students, if one student is not able to understand anything, just tell me. If you see that I could not see your message, then just start your mic and ask questions so that I can listen. Because it's not possible all the time to see towards the, I would say that screen to read the answers, to read the comments. Clear? So this is the second topic. Third topic. Now the next one is emotional intelligence, right? Emotional intelligence. If you are asking me, sir, which is the most important thing once we are actually, once we have actually become an IAS or IPS, a civil servant, which value, which thing will help you till the end with complete accomplishment of your work? That is emotional intelligence. That is emotional intelligence. We'll discuss this topic full-fledged, in a full-fledged manner. And on every topic, I'll give you a lot of questions with certain model answers written by me myself. But let me, Sachin said that understanding our own as well as others' emotions, not only understanding, realizing, and the most important thing is managing. Right? I'll tell you when I just, this time I'm just introducing you the syllabus so that we'll have certain framework before entering into the real subject. I'm giving you some examples since you are looking quite interested in knowing this. Have you seen a film, a movie, Munna Bhai MBBS? Tell me. Right. Everybody saying yes? Now. Okay, fine. So everybody has seen Munna Bhai MBBS of Sanjay Dutt. So there's a scene, particular scene. In that particular scene, there's a sweeper in a hospital, in the hospital where Sanjay Dutt was studying and doing practices. Yes, exactly. Somebody saying hugging. Yes. Maqsood Bhai. There was a I would say that sweeper who was cleaning the floor, and Sanjay Dutt happened to pass by that particular place he was sweeping. So he got irritated. He said, he said, and he got irritated and he was full of frustration, full of frustration. In our society, there are many persons who are frustrated because they feel that they are not getting proper recognition. They are not getting proper recognition on the part of society, like the sweepers, small, I would say that workers. They often feels, if you talk to them, they are frustrated. They feel that the work they are doing is not important, is a very bad work. They are helpless. That's why they have to clean the floors. They are helpless. They are poor. That's why they have to do this or do that. And in this manner, every section of society has some frustration. And what our prime minister says, have you seen nowadays? One thing, I'm not supporter of any particular party. I'm the supporter of democracy. But some particular good work I'm just illustrating here, that you see that this government is picking some persons from the depth of India, some persons from, I would say that very different kind of work, and they are rewarding them, honoring them. So this is an example of emotional intelligence as well. Okay, so Munna Bhai happened to pass by there, and he said that I am just cleaning the floor, but nobody is caring for my work. So seeing his frustration, Munna Bhai hugged him. That is called Jadoo Ki Jhappi in that movie. This is an example of emotional intelligence. What this has done, the use of emotional intelligence in that particular situation, in that particular scene, was the frustration of the sweeper away in a second. The moment Munna Bhai hugged him, all the frustration got away. So it's a kind of reform. One more example, I'm telling you. You have seen that you have seen that most of the ministers, or we have just completed election process of our country. When the prime minister or any minister or any politician happen to address a rally somewhere in Punjab, so they wear a turban. When they have to address the same rally in South, they wear a traditional dhoti or lungi. Sometimes you might have seen some leaders, while addressing a rally somewhere in Northeast, they use some 2 or 3 lines of that particular local language. It happens or not? In the same manner, you might also have seen that leaders are addressing rallies somewhere and they are picking the popular names of that particular area, a particular sayings or proverbs of that particular area, and they speak from the, I would say, the speak in the particular rally. So these are the examples of emotional intelligence, right? Emotional intelligence. We'll learn many examples. I'll tell you many examples of its kind, many examples, not one or two examples, many examples, many questions, many model answers, right? And I'll also tell you the difference between emotional intelligence and emotional cheating. What? Emotional intelligence and emotional cheating. So if the question is about emotional intelligence, if the question is about emotional intelligence in your exam, then we should not think that we just have to stick with emotional intelligence. Use 2 or 3 lines about emotional cheating as well. Emotional cheating as well, right? So we learn many examples of its kind. One example I'm giving you, emotional intelligence and emotional cheating. Just answer me. Have you known about Mahabharat, the Battle of Mahabharat? Yes, very fast answers. Yes, yes. I'm giving you. Okay, fine. So everybody knows about the Battle of Mahabharata. When the battle was actually going to start, the battle was actually going to start. This is what I'm elaborating. Sneha Sis asked me, what do you mean by emotional cheating? Just I'm explaining you with one example from the Mahabharata. Before the battle, when the battle was all set, it was about to start. Then Kunti visits, the mother of Pandavas visits Karna, and she says that you are my son. It is my fault that I basically uh, flown you away in the river because I could not take you along with me because you were born when I was not married. So she said, since you are my son, since you are my son, and all Pandavas are your younger brothers. So you just come along with us and come along with us so that all Pandavas will be safe along with you. So it is emotional intelligence or emotional cheating. Some of you would think that this is emotional cheating. No, this is not emotional cheating. Why? In ethics, one word is often used, that is stakeholders. You know about the stakeholders? You know about the stakeholders? One concept is shareholders in the share market. Stakeholders are who? For example, here at the Sambhavam IAS, we are holding the class. You are the first shareholders because without you, there is no importance of this class. I am also the, I am also, you are the first stakeholder. I am the second stakeholder. The management of the Sambhavam IAS, third stakeholders, and all the persons who are contributing, donating money for this divine purpose, they are also stakeholders. Everybody who is looking after this technical process, because you and I are connected through this technical process. So all the technicians are also stakeholders, right? Clear? So we have, and some other stakeholders are also like the nation, because everybody we are working, we are using this electricity, we are using this space, and these all belong to the nation. We are using money, we are investing money, we are spending money. So ultimately, it is the work of the nation. So the nation is also stakeholder. Later, I'll discuss this concept in a detailed manner. Meanwhile, the point I was discussing about the situation of Kunti and Karna. So Kunti used the act of Kunti was not emotional cheating. It was emotional intelligence. How? She thought of by this action, Karna would have been saved, all Pandavas would have been saved, and if Karna followed the advice of Kunti, followed the advice of Kunti, everybody in general in the state would come to know that Karna is not an orphan, Karna is not parentless, Karna is also a part of Pandavas. So he will also get dignity. And the most important thing, just listen to me carefully. If Karna withdrew his support from Duryodhan, do you think Duryodhan would dare to go for the battle of Mahabharat? No. Duryodhan just believed only on Karna. Only because of Karna, he could dare, he could think of fighting the Pandavas. People say that he was Kshatriya. Yes, he was Kshatriya. But he could not dare to fight against the Pandavas. If Karna did not support him, he did not believe anyone, either Dronacharya or Bhism Pitama or anybody else. Even he believed on the valor, on the power, on the strength of Karna more than he himself. So it is, so ultimately in ethics, we see stakeholders. So all the stakeholders would be benefited. Kauravas would not have been killed. If there was no battle, then there was no bloodshed. So Kauravas would not have been killed. Karna would not have been killed. There would not have been a lot of bloodshed. Thousands of lakhs of women became widow. Their husbands could have been saved, right? So it was the act of Kunti was an example of emotional intelligence. Now, so you understand what I've said? First of all, just let me know. Then I'll give you another example of emotional cheating. Right. I could not understand. So somebody said that it is also somewhere weakness, Karnataka. I could not understand. Ankita Singh Chandel has just asked me. Just elaborate what you want to ask.
हेलो सर। सर मैं ये पूछ रही हूँ जैसे कि आपने
Mandeep Kaur has said that if all stakeholders get benefited, then it is no. I'm not saying this. I'm saying ethics is about all the stakeholders. Ethics is about doing justice with all the stakeholders. Ethics is about making a balance. Ethics is about making a balance between everything, right? As long as it is possible, it is not inevitable. Try to make a balance. That's why we need ethics. Clear? So now, Sai Vishnu Vardhan has said there is a famous line in Telugu. Sometimes losing is better than winning. Kauravas won in gambling, but lost in the real war. If they had lost in gambling, all the brothers, yeah, absolutely. So it was another context. Now, another example of emotional cheating. Now you have understood emotional intelligence from the scripture of Mahabharat. Now I'm telling you the same situation. As Kunti approaches, as Kunti approached Karna to make him understand, in the same manner, Indra also visited Karna because after having bath, after having a bath in the river, whosoever comes to whosoever comes to Karna and whatsoever he used to ask, he would donate. Karna would donate without thinking, without thinking about the consequences. So Indra also, and Arjun was the son of Indra. If you know the story of Mahabharata, then you know Arjun, all Pandavas were the divine son. Karna was the son of the sun. In the same manner, in the same manner, Arjun was the son of Arjun was the son of Indra. Indra knew Indra knew that Karna is more powerful than Arjuna, and he would kill Arjun because he has some such kind of kavach and kundal that cannot be penetrated, that cannot be penetrated by any kind of weapon, any kind of any kind of arrow. Clear? So the purpose of Indra was only Arjun oriented. He just wanted to save his son Arjuna. He had nothing to do with the benefits of Karna. He he had nothing to do with seizing the war, the battle of Mahabharat. He just wanted to save the life of he was just willing to save the life of Arjuna, his son. So he was using his emotions. He was using his emotions for his vested interest. That was to save Arjuna. Clear? So it was the act of Indra was emotional cheating. It was not emotional intelligence. It was not emotional intelligence. Clear? Lal Bahadur Shastri once said when that Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, will do fasting. We'll do fasting. We'll not bow down before any international pressure. We would do fasting. It was the use of emotional intelligence. So when I'll come to this chapter, we'll discuss in a full-fledged manner. This time, I'm just introducing you all the chapters of the syllabus or the guidelines of GS 4th paper. Somebody has said that can we consider the thing Vaman avatar of Mahavishnu done to demon king Bali is also emotional cheating? See, we cannot say because we know that Vaman was the avatar of the incarnation of Lord Vishnu. And he cheated, he used emotions. He used emotions to deceive Bali for what? For the welfare of the whole universe. Because Bali was against all deities. And deities are who? Deities are for the welfare. Deities are whether Indra or Varun Dev or whatsoever. They are important for the benefits of the whole universe. So it was also an example of emotional intelligence. Later, as I said you that when I discuss this chapter particularly, we'll discuss hundreds of examples, right? And different kind of questions, how questions are framed in civil service examination and how we have to understand. Clear? Now, the next one is contribution of moral thinkers and philosophers from India and the world. Now, again, uh, Khushi Sharma has said, sir, can we use our inscriptions in the paper of ethics like Ramayana, Gita? Yes, this is a very good question that I'm going to answer you later on. First, let me discuss that what kind of examples we can discuss in answer writing. In answer writing, it was a very good question. Many people are confused. Should we use examples of Mahabharata, Ramayana? Should we use examples of particular religion or not? I'll give you answer. The first topic is the first chapter is the fifth chapter is contribution of moral thinkers and philosophers from India and the world. Just listen to me carefully. Do you think any of you or anybody in our country are able to learn all about all the philosophers? Is it possible? In our country even, we have lakhs of philosophers. Even if not lakhs, thousands of philosophers. If we comprise all the philosophers of across the world, we'll have to go through learning at least 2,000 or 3,000 philosophers. Okay. Just assume if somebody is able to learn thousands of philosophers, What is the guarantee that in the coming civil service examination, question will be asked, question will be asked from the philosophers, from the 1000 philosophers, quotations or lives that somebody has learnt? Suppose you have learnt about 1000 philosophers. That is a huge number. It's a big number. Almost wastage of time. What is the guarantee that in the coming examination, the question asked by the UPSC will be from those philosophers you have learnt? It is not possible. It may be possible that a new philosopher, about a new philosopher, question was asked by the UPSC. So how many questions are asked from this? Two questions, part A, part B. Part A and part B. In the beginning, we used to have three questions. We used to have three questions from section A as part A, part B. But now, part A, part B, part C. But now only two questions are actually asked on this. So the weightage of this one is 20 marks. Is 20 marks. Right? So for 20 marks, we are just going to cram as many philosophers as we are taught by somebody. Right? So I'll tell you the way, very smart way. I'll also provide you the catalog. After this, after discussing this syllabus, I'll tell you my way of teaching you what kind of things I'll do with you in this session, in these sessions, in this course. I'll just explain everything. So on this, I'll provide you a catalog of many philosophers, but the most important thing I'm going to do is that I'll let you know how can we answer the question of the philosophers, about the philosophers that we have not learned. How? So there are some certain ways. Even if you have not learned about a particular philosopher or thinker, and if the question is asked about the same philosopher in the civil service examination, so how can we have expertise on answering those questions? I'll tell you the ways. There are certain ways. Once you know, you will get away from all the, I would say, that burden of learning philosophers. Now, with full gravity, full seriousness, I am telling you, the person who doesn't know how to teach ethics, the faculties who doesn't know how to teach ethics, or the students who fail to understand how to prepare this, they go for learning philosophers as many as possible. As many as possible. So when I'll come to this topic, I'll tell you the smart ways of learning and answering the questions based on the philosophies of thinkers and philosophers. Somebody has asked me, Savan Sharma, he asked me that is Bhagavad Gita is enough for a vast view of approach? See, you are the students and you don't have that much time. Second thing, Bhagavad Gita and the scriptures are basically written in such a way that you cannot easily pick ethical point of views. So you need not go for anything. I'll tell you one session or two session will be completely based on, during this syllabus, one or two sessions will completely be based on ethics from religions. And I'll teach you the ethical lessons from Hindu scriptures, Christian scriptures, Islamic scriptures, and other scriptures. Clear? So you have nothing to worry. You just have to be live in this session every day. And from tomorrow, we'll have 3 hours class. And just follow the advice what I am giving you. Just study the way I am teaching you. Clear? And while answering the questions you have. We'll discuss about NCERT, the strategies later on. Somebody is saying that tell me about the strategy of NCERT. I'll also tell you about the answer writing of other subjects. I'll also tell you about how can we pick questions from the newspaper, but primarily I'm here to make your understanding. I have to make you expertise in ethics paper, and then it will also help you in essay. And do you know what is ethics? Ethics is nothing but the written interview. If you have the expertise, the original expertise on this paper, on the understanding of ethics, nobody can trap you in interviews, right? People are getting trapped in the interviews, in the personality test, because they have crammed ethics from the books or by a particular teacher who did nothing but make them mug up some particular things from certain books. Right. Thank you very much, Rajesh. Okay. Now, the sixth chapter is public and civil service values and ethics in public administration that we'll learn. So this is the main topic. Public or civil service values and ethics in public administration. And the next one is probity in governance. Probity in governance. The first thing is truth. The second thing is honesty. Third thing is somebody said that, "Sir, please allow us to record classes." That you will have to talk to the management. What is the protocols? I don't know. What are the protocols? Okay. So probity in governance. Probity in governance. When I teach you probity in governance, before that, we'll start with on truth, then honesty, then integrity, then probity. Without knowing about the truth, we cannot understand honesty. Without knowing about honesty, we cannot understand integrity. And without knowing about integrity, we cannot know about probity. So what is probity in governance? We'll learn in detail. Meanwhile, we are going forward. The next is case studies on above issues. See, number 8, case studies on above issues. So total we have 8 chapters. How many? 8 chapters. Which chapter is the most important one? All are complementary, yes, but this one is the most important as well as most challenging, and at the same time, just underline what I'm saying, most scoring as well, most decisive in making you topper. Students are lacking in case studies. Why they are lacking? We have discussed 7 chapters before the 8th one. 8th is case studies on above issues. What is the 8th one? From chapter 1 to chapter 7. Chapter 1 to chapter 7 are just nothing but the spices, the ingredients that are important to prepare particular food. But the chapter 8 is the main course of food, main meal. We need different kind of spices, different kind of spices, different kind of ingredients to prepare a particular food, a particular meal. But ultimately, what we like, what we appreciate, meal, the main course of food. Suppose you happen to reach a restaurant for having lunch. And after having lunch, you say that I wasted my money. Lunch was not good. Then the owner of or the master chef comes to you and saying that, sir, we are using the ultimate quality of ingredients, spices from across the world. So how can you say that food is not tasty? So would you agree with him? And do you think this point is to be agreed upon? No, we should not agree. We cannot agree. Because ultimately, nobody is asking about the ingredients. First of all, we appreciate the taste, hygiene, and the nutrients. quality of the particular food that we are paying money for. So this is the importance of this one. So all the 7 chapters are the ingredients for chapter 8. Clear? Clear? Now I have given a case study here. Case studies are asked in such a manner that I am not reading this time because time will not, today's session is only for 2 hours. So I want to discuss some other points, then we'll come to this question. This is an example of case study asked in previous year. Right. So what we have discussed so far? What we have discussed? I have discussed, I'm just summarizing it. In the till now, we have discussed about the type of subjects. There are 2 types of subject, traditional and non-traditional. Then we discussed about the syllabus and some other points. Now, the format. What is the format? Time allowed 3 hours, maximum marks 250. Section A of theory and philosophies of 130 marks. It has 13 questions, each of 10 marks. In section A, we have 13 questions, 13 questions of each 10 marks. And in section B of case studies, we have only 6 questions, 6 questions of 20 marks each. So in this section, in section B, in section A, we have 13 questions. In section B, we have 6 questions. And it is of 130 marks. It is of 120 marks. It is of 120 marks. Now just tell me, while solving 13 questions, you will have to go for brainstorming or the thought process 13 times. How many times? 13 times. But while answering the questions of section B, you have to go for both brainstorming and thought process only for 6 times. So every brainstorming, when I teach you what is brainstorming and what is, everybody is talking about brainstorming and making thought processes, but they are very, very complicated ways. I'll tell you very, very simple ways so that you can go for brainstorming in seconds. So this section B is more productive, but at the same time, it is more challenging, the most challenging one. And why it has become challenging? It has become challenging because the preparation for section A, chapter 1 to chapter 7, is full of errors. Full of errors that we have discussed in full length today itself, that people are going for cramming. People are just cramming the answers. People are cramming the theories, right? People are giving the same recommendations of second ARC for foundational values that everybody is giving. So they are not scoring marks. So there is a problem in learning section A, and that is why section B becomes complicated. So how much score I want you to target? Since you are the students of Sambhavam IAS, it has given us, and it's a divine platform with divine purpose for the nation, for you people, for your family, for the society. And since I'm also a very spiritual kind of person, I'm telling you, we have to target beyond 200 plus, right? Think of 250. If you think of 250, then you can score 200 easily. And it's very much surprising. People say it's next to impossible. Don't discuss with such kind of jinx. Don't discuss with such kind of persons who are narrow-minded. Compare the way they studied ethics and the way I am teaching you ethics. Just compare. You will come to know there's a huge difference. And that is why they can never imagine, they can never think of scoring 200 marks or above. So the problem lies in the way they are preparing or the way they are being taught by some mediocres or by some book readers. So what I will do, I will start with, first of all, the most challenging section, section B. First of all, I'll make you expertise of, I'll make you expert of section B. And I have prepared some formulae to solve case study questions, right? And while making you establishing your understanding in section B, I will also discuss different kind of things of section A. And when we actually come to section A, you will realize, sir, we have already become a master of section A. So all the chapters we'll study, we'll learn, but not the way that has been drawn by the UPSC, the way that has been meant by the UPSC. The purpose of, we have to understand the purpose of UPSC, what UPSC actually want. What UPSC actually want the students to give answers. We'll study in the same manner. Okay, now see, one more point. When I said in the beginning that ethics is, in ethics paper, the syllabus that has been given by the UPSC is not the syllabus, but are some guidelines. Why I am saying this? These are some questions which have been asked by the UPSC, in previous years. Only some questions, only 5 questions I have brought here for you to make you understand that the syllabus that has been given by the UPSC is not the syllabus, but they are the guidelines, so that we can have a certain understanding of preparation. The first question is, young people with ethical conduct are not willing to come forward. The first question is, young people with ethical conduct are not willing to come forward to join active politics. Suggest steps to motivate them to come forward. Just tell me, we have discussed the syllabus. 7 chapters of section A and the 8th of case studies. Any of the chapters, do you think after learning any of the chapters, can we answer this question? Just answer me. Can we answer this question? After learning all 7 chapters of section A, can we answer this question? It is not given anywhere. This question will take our own approach. Second question. What is the relation between ambition and passion? Describe it with some examples. Again, the same question I'm asking you. After reading all the 7 chapters, can we answer this question? It cannot be answered. And that is why in the beginning I told you, in ethics we have all the subjects, and all the subjects are also in ethics. Any question can be asked. Any question can be asked by the UPSC. We have to prepare in that particular manner. We have to, I would say, activate our thought process. That I will do. That I will do with you. The next one is, increased national wealth did not result in equitable distribution of its benefits. It has created only some enclaves of modernity and prosperity for a small minority at the cost of majority. Again, this question cannot be answered by just going through the syllabus, learning the syllabus. Discipline generally implies following the order and subordination. However, it may be counterproductive for the organization discuss. And the last one is, what is the role of strength, peace, and security as three major pillars of international relations? Now, as I told you earlier, in ethics, we have all the subjects. So this is a question from IR, International Relations, asked in ethics paper by the UPSC in previous year. So while answering this question, we have to create ethical dimension. We have to create ethical dimensions. So we have different kind of questions in different years, and in future, the same kind of questions, same kind of original questions will be asked that we have to become expert of. Clear? So uh, this was only to make you understand that in ethics, cramming will not help us. Clear? Only the sense of syllabus will not help us. We'll have to learn today. I'm trying to establish your understanding about the whole strategy. So now somebody was asking me, sir, how will how will I teach? I'm just telling you. There are many things. I'm just going to tell you first. Everything that I'll teach you, I'll discuss with you. If I feel that you need some catalogs that we cannot write in this class. We cannot write in this class. It is not possible to write in this class. Then I'll provide you my self-made notes to you, so that, like, for example, about the philosophers or about the examples of bureaucrats, I have prepared more than 35 bureaucrats. They are the examples of integrity. They are the examples of probity in governance. They are the example of spirit of service. So those catalogs I'll provide you. I'll also use some PDF, some not PDF. I will also use some, I would say that mind maps and flow charts where it is necessary. Clear? My purpose would be to also make you understand how to prepare flow charts and mind maps when it is necessary. Nowadays, people are basically, I would say that flooding with, using a lot of mind maps. This is also dangerous. And the most important thing, you will have to write whatever I am going to dictate. I'll make you prepare the class notes. Because if you don't have class notes, after this class, everything will be vanished. Everything will be removed, eliminated from your mind. So class notes are very, very important thing. Class notes are very important thing. Then, so you have to prepare class notes. And at last, I'm telling you, every day I am going to give you at least 5 to 10 questions. And I will ask you to 5 to 10 questions on the section, on the portion that I am teaching in the class. And I will ask you to write at least one answer. And the next day, I will discuss one or two questions. I will discuss one or two questions. The model answers, I'll discuss with you the model answers that have been written by me for you. Clear? Because I always say in often I tell my students, preachings will not only help you succeed in your exam, practice will. So whatever I'm discussing with you, you have to make a class notes. So how will you start writing? The moment I say now, write. When I say start writing, then you have to write. And apart from those things, like this time as well, some of you might have been writing something, I'm sure. So these are your own notations you have to write. But the moment I say, now write what I'm saying, you start writing. Clear? You start writing. Now I am discussing here. So just tell me before going towards the next section, everything that I have taught you so far, you have understood or not? Yes, man, everyone. Can you connect what I'm saying? Okay. Now, don't write this one. Just look at this. If you like to if you like to pen down something, you can pen down. Otherwise, uh, just listen to me what I'm saying. We'll start writing from tomorrow itself. Now, one question is there. Why ethics in civil service examination? Why we need ethics in civil service examination? Why we need? Why we need ethics in civil service examination? Why we need? After all, since 2013, the UPSC has introduced this paper. What would have been the purpose? What was the purpose of UPSC? What was the purpose of UPSC to introduce this paper? Right? So I have prepared some certain things. What is the feasibility of UPS? What is the importance of ethics paper in this exam? Why we need ethics? This one. To get rid of these dilemmas in decision making, to do justice with all the stakeholders in a particular situation. As I've said you, ethics is about doing justice with all the stakeholders. So the first point is underperformance. Underperformance. For example, see, in an organization, you might have heard one word, you might have heard one word in an organization. There are some persons, person A, person B, person C, person D, right? This organization, have you heard about underperformance? Have you heard about underperformance of the organization? You might have heard about VRS service, VRS facility. People are voluntarily getting retired. Government also gives proposal, if somebody wants to retire, get himself retired, take retirement. Clear? So there's an organization, and in every organization, number of persons are working. A number of persons are working. So in this organization, there is underperformance. There is underperformance. But if there's a problem of underperformance in a particular organization, then what is the use of any organization? What is the use of any public office? If a public office is not producing or accomplishing its target or the purpose it has been established. If suppose if a public welfare department is there and there are lots of complaints, the performance is not good of that particular department, then it is the wastage of money. It is the wastage of money of the stakeholders, of the people, because we are paying taxes. The government's money is not the government's money, it's the people's money. So everybody is honest. Everybody is honest. Everybody in the department is honest. Everybody is honest. Everybody is diligent, sincere. Everybody is diligent and sincere. It is said, many people say, we are honest. I am honest. That's all I know. I am honest. I have nothing to do with other people. So suppose if everybody is working, you are the students, the stakeholders, I am a faculty of ethics. Other people in the management, they are also working hard. I am also working hard. You are also working hard. But if no student is getting selected, then what is the use of this class? This is called underperformance. If everybody is honest, person A, B, C, D, everybody is honest. Everybody is honest, but the purpose this organization is meant for is not accomplished, is not fulfilled, then what is the use of appointing public servants? It's a wastage of money. It's a wastage of public resources. Right? And this is to answer such kind of questions, or not only answer, but to make all the future bureaucrats understand, to maintain performance of the organization. There was introduction of ethics in civil service examination, right? So I'll discuss the solutions. Meanwhile, I'm discussing what is the use of why ethics in civil service examination. Okay, now the next one is truth versus honesty. Truth versus honesty. There are some such kind of dilemmas occurring with civil servants. Then you are basically trapped between truth and honesty. Truth says help the poor. Truth says help the deprived. But honesty says be honest to your responsibility, be honest to your office, be honest to your position. Clear? Truth says there is no India, there is no Pakistan, there is no China, there is no America, there is no France. On this earth, there is no wall. There is no natural wall or natural boundaries. Truth says we are all humans. Honesty says no. We are Indians. Somebody is American. Others are Germans. Somebody is Chinese. So there is a conflict. What should we serve? We should serve humanity or we should serve the nation? Because truth says nothing is beyond humanity. Honesty says nothing is beyond our own nation. So when there's a clash between, truth and honesty, we are getting into ethical dilemmas. Clear? So to get rid of these dilemmas, we need ethics. To get rid of these dilemmas, we need ethics in civil service examination. Next one, purpose of the policy versus criteria of the policy. Purpose of the policy. What is, we have discussed the purpose of the policy, for example, to help a certain section of society. And every policy has some certain criteria. So what is important? Purpose of the policy or the criteria of the policy? So to answer such kind of questions, in examination and when you become the civil servant to tackle with such kind of dilemmas in decision making. In decision making, we have ethics. We need ethics. Good action versus right action. Good action versus right action. Next, what is good action? If somebody is begging money and you happen to pass by him, you paid him, you give him some money, you feel good. You feel good. But at the same time, you know it is it is encouraging the process of it is encouraging the process of begging. Clear? So this is a dilemmatic situation. So to answer such kind of questions, we are going to learn ethics. We'll discuss later on. Later on, this time I'm just introducing you and giving you all the aspects of our plan for this course. How I will take you along, take you forward, so that you can become an expert of ethics paper. Clear? Next one is impartiality and neutrality versus empathy and compassion. People say, if you ask anyone, what should a civil servant be? He would say impartial, neutral. The four pillars of democracy, four pillars of democracy, be it legislative, the executive, the judiciary, and the media, they should be neutral, they should be impartial. But sometimes you see there's a free ration policy for crores of people. There's reservation to uplift the backward sections of society. There are reserved seats for women in a particular train. There are some certain welfare schemes for certain sections. So if we are neutral and impartial, do you think we can have such kind of justification? We can have certain policies for some certain sections of society? I am paying tax, but I am not taking free rations. And the government of India is providing free rations on the basis of the taxes we are paying. So this is not neutrality, this is not impartiality. So while executing a policy or while making a policy, the executive or the legislative, they are confused. So to get rid of such confusions, we have ethics, integrity, and aptitude. So this is the relevance of this paper. So that when you become a civil servant, you should not be confused. Because if you are getting confused while taking a decision, do you think do you think that you can do justice with your job? No, you cannot. And that is why we have ethics in this paper, in this civil service examination. So we are discussing here what is the relevance of ethics in civil service examination. What should be the solution that we'll discuss? This time I'm just telling you what is the relevance of ethics, integrity, and aptitude in civil service examination, right? I hope you understand. Next one. Ideal versus practical versus real. Ideologically, we have learned something. Reality is something different. And practically, we realize something else. So if a very common man gets such kind of dilemma, such kind of problems, it will not affect the process, the big process. But being a civil servant, if you are getting confused, if you are not able to decide what I have read, ideally, what is practical, what is real, then it will be a huge setback. It will be a huge setback. Okay. Now, national interest versus regional interest. There are different kind of policies. अभी नहीं आ रहा था ना वहाँ वही मैंने कहा ओके So guys, actually, I could not see your comments for a long time. There was some technical glitch. Uh, so I could not see. And that's what I'm thinking, that you are not uh, commenting. So be interactive. Again, I'm telling you, be interactive. Yes, yes, yes. They will provide you notes. Actually, what I said, that I will provide you notes. I will also, the most important thing, the class should be interactive. Everything we are going to discuss. And from tomorrow, you will have to write many things. You have to prepare class notes. And class notes will be the most important thing. Uh, somebody, Tanushri Rai Chaudhary ne pucha, she has asked that according to you, what should an administrator officer do? We'll discuss later on. This time, I'm just discussing with you what is the relevance of ethics in civil service examination, right? I hope you understand. And I'll give you certain formulae. Soon after seeing the question, you will have answer in your mind. You will not have to waste time in brainstorming. Jyoti has asked me that, sir, apart from classes, should we need to refer any resources? No, not at all. I give you a guarantee that in my class, everything that I am providing you, I'll provide you thousands of questions, hundred, not thousands, because it's not possible for you to just go through. I'll provide you number of questions, hundreds of questions, right? And if you have practice on them, you will certainly have an expertise on this paper. The class schedule, I think you must know, class schedule is 10 o'clock in the morning to 1 p.m. from tomorrow, right? In between, we'll have break for 15 minutes extra. So class will be for 3 hour complete, and 15 minutes we'll have break. And again, I apologize because I could not see the messages uh, because it was not showing before me. Now they are coming before me. That's why I'm answering you. Srishti Arora said that, sir, actually in the beginning I asked 3 hours is okay. You said, everybody said okay. I think you joined me later. In 2 hours, we cannot complete the course, right? On time. I want you to complete the course, and I'll give break for 15 minutes as well. Okay. So I'm discussing about national interest versus regional interest. It happens many a time. For example, CAA. For example, one nation, one election. For example, caste census. Many things may be beneficial for on a national level, but it may be harmful from a regional aspect. And you are the appointed district magistrate in a particular district somewhere where a national policy is not that much popular due to some regional conditions. What will you do? And that is why we have to read ethics, integrity, and aptitude. Clear? Next one. I'm not just giving you answers of these dilemmas this time. I'm just telling you what is the relevance of ethics. As I have been saying since beginning, this is the orientation class. I'm trying to establish your understanding about this paper, the strategy of the preparation, right? And I hope you understand. Okay, now next one is duty versus humanity, and then adherence to law versus conscience. Right means versus right purpose. Right means versus right purpose. Gandhiji said, come what may, even if we are not able to achieve the purpose, means must be right. But what is the what is the use of a law? What is the use of our good conduct if we are not able to achieve purpose? So somebody says that we should think of the purpose. Other people say, no, 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 we should take care of our means, the ways we work. We'll discuss what is the solution of this problem. And this is the relevance of ethics in civil service examination. Now, development versus environment. And the next one is security and confidentiality versus RTI. Right information is an act enshrined in the Constitution. It gives it gives everyone the authority to ask questions, to get information. But sometimes, not only about security or confidentiality, sometimes if you if you reveal the particular data to a particular organization against the RTI, it may be misused against the nation or against the particular department. So, what should be the solution? We'll discuss. The next one is religious values versus gender equality and social justice. In Sabrimala temple, religious values suggest that women should not, women of menstrual age should not enter the temple in Sabrimala temple. But gender equality says both men and women are equal. There mustn't be any kind of bias between them. And you are the district magistrate there, where you have to make sure that whether it is a man or a woman, they should be allowed to enter the temple. But there's a huge ruckus, there's a huge demonstration of people, local people. They are on a spree of even killing. They are even willing to sacrifice their lives for their religious values. They are not willing to let any woman enter the temple. So, what will you do there? Jallikuttu issues. One side, animal rights, second side, religious values. You might have heard about the issues of burqa and hijab. There was a huge dispute. At times in our country, such disputes are occurring. So, do you think that what should be done? What should be done in such a situation? So, we'll have some certain formulae. Absolutely, there's a clash between Article 25 and 26. There are many different kind of problems are lying at different in different scenarios as per situations. So this is the relevance of ethics. This is the relevance of ethics. That's why we are learning ethics for civil service examination. Now, see, uh, in today's session, I have discussed two types of subjects. First is traditional, second is non-traditional. Then we discuss about the whole syllabus. We discussed about the strategy. Then what I'm going to do in this class, I'm just going to explain everything, going to prepare class notes, providing PDFs, using some, I would say that flow chart somewhere. And last, for today's, I'm telling you, I'm giving you some questions. I'm giving you some question and I ask you to write an answer, and I'll give the model answer of this question. So see, there are the 5 questions. There are the 5 questions on one concept. 5 questions on one concept. The first one is, describe the relation between morality and ethics. Second, a person, even if morally strong, sometimes fails to fulfill his responsibility perfectly in public life. Describe it. The third one is ethics or morality, which is more important for a civil servant to discharge his duty. The fourth one is all good acts cannot be right, whereas all all right actions or acts need not be good acts. Describe it with examples. And the fifth question is, being a good person does not guarantee for a person to be a good citizen as well. Describe it with real life examples. Why I am showing these questions? Sure. This PDF will be provided to you. Fine. You'll get this PDF on, I think there must be some Telegram channel or so. You'll get. We have 5 questions. And since we are going to conclude the class today, so I'm telling you, ethics is nothing about, it's about it's about one concept, and multiple questions. I thought I would teach you the difference between ethics and morality today, but it's not looking possible because we are already getting over time. So I have given you 5 questions. Think of these questions. First of all, I'll discuss the difference between ethics and morality. Ethics and morality, if you ask this question to someone who has already joined a class or completed his course somewhere, now what is the difference between ethics and morality? They won't have answer. How tragic. I'll tell you tomorrow. In the beginning, very beginning, I start with the difference between ethics and morality, and I'll tell you with examples, with a lot of examples. And from tomorrow, you will have to start writing and making class notes. Clear? So these are the 5 questions. I'll give you one model answer as well, one or two model answers of any of 2 questions tomorrow itself. And the necessary PDFs will be available with you. I'm just going to tell them and they will provide you the PDF. Fine. So at last, just tell me, how has been the session? Did you understand what I have taught you today or not? Yes, everyone. Right. Thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate all your suggestions, all your, I would say, compliments. Somebody said, can't wait for tomorrow's class. I'm also very excited. Actually, I need such kind of students. You are very interactive. In online classes, I have not seen, I rarely see such kind of students. Since Sambhavam IAS is based on a divine purpose, it's going with a divine purpose. That's why it has got students like you people. So it's my privilege. I feel very happy. I feel proud to have students like you. So I want the same interaction. I want the same support from you. Be with me every day, live. And I am telling you, and it's my promise, I will provide you such kind of understanding on ethics that will certainly make you score 200 plus, right? 200 plus. Think, when you think I can do this, you will certainly do this. And think of the questions, and if you have any kind of suggestions, give me tomorrow, and write any of one question, any of 2 questions, and I'll give you any of 2 answers tomorrow itself. Clear? The PDF will be provided to you tomorrow itself. We'll discuss. So thank you very much. Have a good day.